Tom Cruise feels used and manipulated by his ex-girlfriend, Anna de Armas. At least that's what those close to the actor are whispering. According to multiple insiders, Tom has been telling friends that Anna benefited far more from their high-profile romance than he ever did. But others, including people in Anna's circle, insist she escaped something much darker, a world of control, image management, and mysterious spiritual expectations that she wanted no part of. From the outside, Tom and Anna looked like the perfect Hollywood match. He was the veteran superstar, handsome, charming, and forever defying gravity with his blockbuster stunts. She was the rising actress, luminous, talented, and suddenly everywhere after a string of breakout performances. When they were first spotted together, the internet practically exploded. Fan accounts posted grainy cafe photos, and entertainment blogs called them the couple of the decade. Behind those perfect smiles, though, cracks were forming almost from day one. People close to Anna say she admired Tom at first. He was confident, relentlessly driven, and oddly disciplined, traits that fascinated her. But as time went on, she allegedly began to notice how carefully managed every moment of his life was. One friend told a magazine that nothing around Tom happens by accident. Every dinner, every photo, every word is part of the brand. According to those same sources, Anna started to feel like she was living inside a movie she hadn't auditioned for. While Tom was plotting joint red carpet appearances and envisioning her as the future Mrs. Cruise, Anna reportedly just wanted to focus on her next role. Meanwhile, Tom's camp insists it's the opposite, that Anna used his name to rocket up the A-list, securing better scripts, higher paid endorsements, and even an international stylist team she couldn't have afforded a year earlier. One source described Tom as heartbroken but realistic. He knows his name opened doors for her. But the story doesn't end with career jealousy. According to whispers floating around Hollywood, the relationship hit its real turning point when Tom introduced Anna to his inner circle, the group of spiritual advisors, life coaches, and mentors he's been linked to for decades. Insiders say those meetings left Anna unsettled. One person allegedly close to her told a media outlet she respected Tom's beliefs, but she didn't like how intense it all felt. There were too many rules, too many people telling her who she should be. Others claim she felt pressured to attend private gatherings that revolved around Tom's faith organization, a movement critics have long described as cult-like. She reportedly told friends that the atmosphere was claustrophobic and that she didn't want her identity absorbed into someone else's ideology. Tom's representatives deny any coercion, of course. They say Anna was always treated with love and that the only reason the couple split was scheduling, her filming overseas, his commitments to a new franchise. Still, people in the know aren't buying that neat explanation. As one Hollywood publicist put it, when you've got two big stars with egos, handlers, and entire belief systems attached, it's never just about schedules. According to a studio insider, the final argument between Tom and Anna happened after an overseas press event. Tom allegedly confronted her about skipping one of his spiritual retreats. She told him she needed space. He accused her of being ungrateful for everything he'd done to elevate her profile. She walked out of the hotel suite, and according to a witness, never looked back. Within 48 hours, her team had drafted the official amicable separation statement. But online fans weren't fooled. The internet detectives went to work, comparing timelines, studying paparazzi shots, and piecing together clues. One viral tweet summed up the sentiment perfectly. She didn't break up with him. She escaped. Rumors of control have followed Tom for years, and the breakup only reignited them. Some former collaborators have hinted that he runs his relationships like film sets, precise, planned, and completely under his direction. He doesn't shout, one former assistant claimed anonymously, but you always know when you've disappointed him. Friends say Anna, with her free-spirited nature, was never going to thrive under that kind of pressure. She wanted authenticity, not perfection. She loved red carpets, but she also loved quiet beach walks without cameras. Sources say Tom couldn't comprehend that balance. He lives for the spotlight, while she simply wanted to create art. Insiders add that after the split, Tom became obsessed with controlling the narrative. His PR team worked overtime to paint him as the victim, leaking gentle stories about how he'd been betrayed and used. At the same time, Anna's camp subtly countered with tales of emotional exhaustion and unhealthy expectations. Neither side named names, but the subtext was impossible to miss. Behind closed doors, the emotional fallout was reportedly messy. Friends claim Tom kept replaying the relationship in his head, convinced that if he had introduced Anna differently, maybe eased her into his world more gradually, she would have stayed. Others say he was less heartbroken and more humiliated. For a man who prides himself on control, being left blindsided in front of the world was unbearable. Meanwhile, Anna was quietly rebuilding. She flew to Europe, turned off her phone for weeks, and focused on a new independent project. Her team told the press she was refocusing on her craft, but insiders say she was detoxing, emotionally and spiritually, from the intensity of the relationship. And fans noticed. When she returned to social media, she looked lighter, freer, more grounded. Comments flooded her posts. She escaped the control. You can see the peace in her eyes. Tom, on the other hand, doubled down on work. Typical of his pattern, say insiders, when his personal life falls apart, he runs toward the next mission. Within months, he was on another high-budget set, performing dangerous stunts, smiling for cameras, pretending everything was fine. But according to one person who's known him for years, you could tell he wasn't okay. He'd joke on set, then go quiet between takes. The media's portrayal of their split has been as divided as their fan bases. Tabloids blame Anna, accusing her of chasing fame. Industry magazines sympathize with her, describing her as a young actress who saw the warning signs and ran. The truth, as always in Hollywood, is probably tangled somewhere in between. People close to Tom emphasize that he's generous, loyal, and deeply spiritual, but also demanding. They say he expects the same intensity in relationships that he brings to his career. To him, love isn't casual. It's a full-time commitment. Anna, on the other hand, grew up valuing independence. She once told an interviewer she needs space to breathe. So when two people like that collide, one craving control, the other craving freedom, fireworks are inevitable. A source familiar with both camps put it bluntly. Tom saw their relationship as destiny. Anna saw it as a chapter. Some fans even believe Tom hasn't moved on at all. They point to subtle details, the way he still wears a watch she gifted him, or how he avoids questions about love during interviews. But others insist he's channeling his emotions into his faith, doubling down on the teachings that have guided him for decades. One Hollywood spiritual coach who's worked with multiple A-listers said, Tom truly believes everything happens for a reason. He sees relationships as tests. If someone leaves, it's because they couldn't handle his truth. Meanwhile, Anna's supporters say that narrative is exactly what scared her. She didn't want to be part of a belief system where doubt equals weakness. She wanted love, not lessons. The public may never know what really happened behind closed doors, but the clues tell a compelling story. Two powerful people pulled into each other's orbit, each hoping to find balance, and instead exposing every insecurity they had. Insiders whisper that Tom still checks in on her through mutual friends, even if he pretends not to care. And those same friends claim Anna still speaks about him with a mix of fondness and relief. He's brilliant, she supposedly said recently, but brilliance can burn you if you get too close. Whether or not they'll ever cross paths again, their short-lived romance has already entered Hollywood legend status. Producers joke that if anyone ever makes a movie about it, it'll be half romance, half psychological thriller. Yet beneath the gossip headlines and social media memes lies something undeniably human. The story of two people trying to love each other while living under a microscope. Tom may feel used, Anna may feel freed. But in the end, both became characters in a narrative bigger than themselves. One written by fans, fueled by rumors, and impossible to escape. And as more insiders step forward with new details, one thing's clear. This isn't just another celebrity breakup. It's a cautionary tale about power, image, and the price of control in an industry that thrives on spectacle. Because in Hollywood, love isn't just love. It's content. And for Tom Cruise and Anna de Armas, that content has turned into the most talked about story of the year. After their breakup, both Tom Cruise and Anna de Armas tried to move forward, but Hollywood wasn't ready to let them. Their story had become too addictive, too full of mystery and emotion to fade quietly. Insiders say producers, stylists, and even talk show hosts were divided into Team Tom and Team Anna, each side whispering their own version of what really went wrong. Sources close to Tom claim he's been struggling with the idea that Anna might have outgrown him. They say he once confided to a colleague that fame feels emptier without her beside him. He's used to being in control, one person explained. But this time, he couldn't fix it. That's what's been eating at him. Meanwhile, Anna seems determined to write a new chapter. Insiders say she's been careful about choosing her next projects. More independent films, fewer big studio roles. She wants to rebuild her career on her own terms, one source shared. No big names, no heavy PR campaigns, just art and peace. Despite the separation, both are constantly linked by fans online. Every post Anna makes gets flooded with comments mentioning Tom. Every photo Tom uploads gets dissected for clues about whether he's missing her. Some fans think his latest movie character, a man haunted by his past, mirrors his real life too closely to be coincidence. Those who know Tom best say that's not an accident. He pours his emotions into his work, said a person familiar with his process. If he can't talk about something publicly, he'll act it out privately through his roles. But others insist Tom's obsession with maintaining a perfect image has kept him from truly healing. One source described it this way: he's more focused on how he looks surviving the breakup than on actually surviving it. As for Anna, sources say she's found peace in simplicity, traveling, spending time with close friends, and avoiding industry parties. One insider shared that she's protective of her energy now, adding that she's learned to spot red flags early. She's not bitter, the insider said. She just knows what she won't accept anymore. Still, whispers persist that Tom isn't completely out of her thoughts. According to one source, she recently came across an old photo of them and got emotional. She doesn't hate him, they said softly. It's complicated. She feels sad it had to end that way. Insiders also hint that Tom has been reaching out indirectly, checking in through mutual contacts or sending subtle messages through interviews. But so far, Anna has kept her distance. She's polite, said one person who's seen them interact at an event, but firm. She's not reopening that door. Even so, industry watchers say it's only a matter of time before fate throws them together again. With both actors attached to major upcoming projects, insiders predict their paths may cross at an award ceremony or film festival. If that happens, it'll be the most photographed moment of the year. For now, though, their story serves as a reminder that even in the glittering world of fame, love can't be scripted. Their romance had all the makings of a Hollywood blockbuster: passion, power, beauty, and heartbreak. But real life doesn't always stick to the screenplay. As one veteran insider put it, they were both stars in the same sky, but burning at different speeds. That's why it couldn't last. And whether they ever find closure or not, their names will always be mentioned together. Because in the end, Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas didn't just fall in love. They became a story the world couldn't stop watching. So, what do you think about Tom and Anna's story? Should they have given it another chance? Or were they better off walking away? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more celebrity stories and inside details.